Boo. Boo this man. Boo.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Listography. Jason, Joe, and Crams are here. Songs of the year. We are up to 1979, the last year of the 70s. For me, continuing the trend of not very good Billboard charts, but a lot to pick from on the wildcard side. Still, I'm not having to really pick any songs I don't like yet, though, even from the Hot 100 side of things. So, yeah, I'm happy with my list. How are you guys feeling?
I think this year's loaded even for the Billboard. I think there's plenty of stuff to choose from just because there's so many great darn albums that came out this year. So, I mean, some of that spilled into the top 100, but I'm in a good spot. This is probably my third favorite year of the 70s, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, there's more songs I wish I could get on my favorite songs list because the Billboards don't quite equal my personal rankings, but I'm not reaching for anything that I don't really like. I just, there's a couple albums that I wish had better singles released from it. So I got to maybe pick the lesser single, but still good, all good.
If you're new here, the way this works is we each pick our 5 favorite songs from the Billboard Hot 100. As long as it charted for 1 week, could have been number 100 for 1 week, it's still eligible. Then we do a second list of 5 more songs. Those tracks are wild cards. They can be from anywhere. They could have also charted. They could be deep cuts, B-sides, soundtracks, anything like that. One of the 2 lists will be 1 song short. We save a track for the end as our favorite of the year. And before we get to the favorite of the year, we also make a pick for our least favorite top 40 song of the year.
I'm going to kick it off because I have a present for Joe here. It's not Billy Joel. Just don't get too excited. But let's start off with Dreaming by Blondie. Pretty awesome song, great drums, really kind of whimsically romantic, nice sturdy electric guitar. Also going to go with The Logical Song by Supertramp. Such a cool, weird little gem of theirs. Pretty cool, different, odd song to chart. But that's Supertramp's quality. Really wish I hadn't missed that listography when we did. I was actually sick. I listened to everything. I just couldn't record it. Couldn't get my health up in time. But I love that song. There's a really kind of weird, dark, sinister playfulness to it that I just don't think another song has, and it's really cool. Also going to go with some classics here. Life During Wartime by Talking Heads. Tremendous groove. Always have loved the This Ain't No Party, This Ain't No Disco, This Ain't No Fooling Around thing. And it's just got a tremendously cool kind of artsy disco vibe to it. Going to also go with one of my favorite Police songs off an album that I don't really care for, but can't deny the really cool guitar part of Andy Summers on Message in a Bottle. And good Lord, Stewart Copeland, one of my favorite drum performances ever. He's just going nuts. And I think it's just got tremendous rhythm and fun to it. And then the one I'm going to throw at Joe because he name dropped him in relation to me the other day. I'm going with Joe Jackson with Is She Really Going Out With Him? Awesome song. Love the chorus. It's just kind of unabashed and coy, and that verse just kind of tiptoes along it's almost from a Looney Tunes cartoon, dun 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 dun. It's so cool, and I just love this and Modern Lovers and stuff with kind of this kind of older looking back on teen love, and I think he nails it on this track. I think it's great. Those are my 5.
Cool. Nothing in common, but I dig all of those. My number 5, little Prince action, finally making it on with the second album. I guess not finally. But I Want to Be Your Lover. Very saucy for 1979, the whole I want to be the one who makes you come running. And classic Prince, though. I mean, his single before was Soft and Wet, so he's already being Prince, playing all the instruments, being kind of lover boy here. Number 4, I'm going to do a Supertramp song, but not the one Cramser picked. There's a bunch to choose from Breakfast in America. I'm going to go with Take the Long Way Home. I just love the chorus. Always loved it. Probably the first Supertramp song I really noticed on the radio. Really nice mixture of happy, sad, melancholy on it. Number 3, it came out in 78 and barely charted in 79 and kind of was forgotten about for decades. Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. It's now the second most popular classic rock song on Spotify for total listens or something. It's ridiculous. And it wasn't that popular for decades, but ever since Shaun of the Dead, that one scene sparked this global phenomenon. It's really weird how that kind of blew it up, but I think it's a really great song, really catchy, fun lyrics from Freddie Mercury. Might be the last time Queen makes my list. I don't know. We'll see. Number 2, I'm going to go with a little MJ, Michael Jackson. Lots to choose from Off the Wall. I'm going to go with Rock With You, though, because it's just really funky, fantastic, and I love the bass line. Number 1, I think people think this might win. It's my number 1 ABBA song. I'm wearing the shirt, but it's not going to be my winner, but it's going to be my number 1 for Billboards. I got Angel Eyes, favorite ABBA song, and I don't know, I think it maybe surprises people when I tell them it's my favorite ABBA. This is not quite as well known, but just there's something about the close harmonies that they're doing on this are so amazing. One of my favorite singing kind of just vocals ever. And it's just at certain times Agnetha will go up off of the close harmonies, and it just sounds so great. Can't get enough of Angel Eyes by ABBA, but surprisingly not my favorite song of the year. So what will it be? What could possibly beat ABBA?
I would hope it's one of the amazing albums represented like London Calling or In Through the Outdoor or The Wall instead of friggin' ABBA. Unknown Pleasures maybe on your list from Joy Division.
All right, my Hot 100. We've got no repeats on the Hot 100 side this year. So maybe you guys are right. There is a decent amount of good stuff. I've got Just Another Night by Ian Hunter. Really cool rock song. He's got basically half the E Street Band with him on this. Roy Bittan on piano, Max Weinberg on drums, Gary Talent on bass. Of course, he's got Mick Ronson with him on guitar. The main piano part is really awesome. I'm not sure if it's actually Bittan or Ian Hunter that plays that main line, but really cool. Some great lead guitar work from Mick Ronson as well. Then I've got It's All I Can Do by The Cars, the second single from Candy-O, written by Rick Ocasek, sung by Ben Orr. It's got those great lines that only Ocasek could write. When I was crazy, I thought you were great. Only he could turn a line like that. Great solo from Elliot Easton on it as well. After that, I'm going with Dream Police by Cheap Trick. Just an incredibly addictive song. So much power. I mean, it's like the definition of power pop. Really powerful, really poppy. Just so catchy. Has a really amazing bass line as well that I love. And the strings on it are awesome. I don't know if I mentioned it in our video that we released the same day we're recording this, string arrangements and rock songs, but the strings on this song do a great job of just building up the tension. I think it's a perfect song. After that, I'm going kind of deep, as deep as you can go when you're sticking to the Hot 100. A song that's kind of been forgotten about, a song called Starry Eyes by a band called The Records. Another really, really great power pop song, really infectious. There was a single version of it, which I'm assuming is the one that charted, but then they re-recorded it later for their album, which the re-recording was produced by Mutt Lange. And interestingly, the rest of that record was finished with production help from Tim Free Screen, who we talked about quite recently on the Talk video. Then my last pick for the Hot 100s is Don't Do Me Like That by Tom Petty from Damn the Torpedoes, which is one of my favorite sounding records ever. It was my album of the year for this year in 79. And as far as just the sound of it, I think that track is the best sounding song on the record. Those drums in the beginning and those tom fills just sound absolutely huge. Sounds so good. The keys, Ben Montench, everything on that track sounds great. It was engineered by the great Shelly Yakis, one of the great engineers of all time. And I think it's a great tune too. Love it.
15 different songs there. Pretty cool. I wanted to be cooler and more bohemian with my wild card picks here, but there's too many great songs. So I think most of these, well, not one of them. Actually, one of them does fall into that category here. But these are all classics you can hear on rock radio. I'm going to go with Powderfinger by Neil Young from Rust Never Sleeps. Love the ooze, love the grit in the guitar juxtaposed against the prettiness of the melody. Classic Neil Young tail. I love when he does the turn 22, just don't know what to do. I love it. Then I'm going to go with In the Evening by Led Zeppelin from In Through the Outdoor. Love hearing Joe talk about this when he talks about the sound of the guitar by Jimmy sounding like it's breaking or falling apart in his hands during that solo, especially. It sounds like it's just like internally combusting from the inside. It's like, it's so cool. He plays with great feel on that, and it's got such cool swagger. The intro is amazing. I believe he plays one of the only tracks he plays a Fender on. And then I'm going to go with Joy Division with Shadow Play, my favorite song from Unknown Pleasures. Really killer guitar, dark and ominous, really deadly sounding, that little guitar solo. And it's got that fierce brooding bass anchoring everything, and just the epitome of Ian Curtis vocals here, being all dark and, unabashed. Very cool. And then I'm going to finally, before revealing my winner, I'm going to go with my favorite song from The Wall. So I'm hitting all these just classic rock mega stars here. I'm going with Mother, Pink Floyd. Really beautifully written song. I love all of the big moments that kind of just change the feel of the song, like when they switch singers, when the electric guitar comes in, it just starts soaring and it never speeds up. It's just like perfect. And then the second go around in the verse, once the electric guitar comes in, they add those little piano touches, and it's just tremendous. And yeah, I think it's one of the better lyrics from Waters, especially on that album. But I'm saving my winner from the wild card picks. But those are the four I got.
Very nice. We got one in common. That would be In the Evening by Led Zeppelin. You already talked about me talking about it, so pretty much got the same notes. I also got a little Judas Priest action, first appearance for them. Go with the Green Menalishi with a two-prong crown, the Fleetwood Mac cover. Mostly because it really just sounds like the first sort of like new wave of British heavy metal song. Before this, they were sort of still kind of finding their sound, but really with this song, which was added on to the American release, not on the original, Killing Machine, aka Hellbent for Leather. Yeah. But it just sounds like different for them. Like they found a new sound, moving on to that kind of over the top 80s metal sound, which I love. I also have my very first favorite Elvis Costello song, Accidents Will Happen. That was the song that got me into him. Just heard it randomly on the radio and just started down the rabbit hole of Elvis Costello. Love the opening, just the a cappella, just a couple words before it launches into the whole album. And also, I'm gonna go with a little Comfortably Numb from Pink Floyd. Maybe like this might be like the last year for like classic rock. So this is a good song to sort of like end that era, because it kind of moves on to a different sound in the 80s. But Comfortably Numb, with its, kind of, it's a little slicker than Pink Floyd had done in the past, but they're trading off the vocals, two of Gilmour's most memorable solos. Just a really great track from Pink Floyd.
I thought you were going to pick that as your winner to just solidify the win in the vote, like no doubt.
I thought about it. It was my number one for a little while, and then I switched it because I've decided to give up on trying to win, and just, after what happened to Kate Bush in '78, just I don't care anymore.
All right, so my wild cards. I'm going to start out with a country song called Amarillo Highway by Terry Allen. Strong contender for my favorite country song of all time. I absolutely love it. From his double country album, Lubbock on Everything. Don't see a lot of double albums in the country genre, but it's really great record, and I love this song. It's maybe one of the earliest versions of something that you could call alt country. Next on my list, I'm going to go with a song called Shine Silently by Nils Lofgren. Love Nils. This is a good example of a song that is an amazing song, but maybe held back a little by the arrangement and production. The bouncy bass on it and the synth sounds, it's a little cheesy, but I think at its core, it's an amazing song. I first heard it in like 1992. I heard him play it live with Ringo's All-Star Band, and I've loved this song ever since then. This record was produced by Bob Ezrin. They also brought in Dick Wagner to help him write it, who had co-written on other records produced by Bob Ezrin, Alice Cooper, Kiss, and Lou Reed and stuff like that. But I think he does a great performance vocally on this track. And I think it's a really well-written song. Then I'm going to go with Squeeze, Up the Junction. The song went to number 2 in the UK. I think it's a brilliant song, super catchy, and it doesn't have a chorus. None of the lyrics repeat. Just tells a narrative story about a couple. Starts with them like dating and ends with them separated, and the guy's an alcoholic, but just a great song. And then, man, my top 2 came down to like a coin toss, and they're very, very, very different songs. But the one that's gonna be my number 2, a song called Hammond Song by the Roaches. This was a female singing group discovered by Paul Simon. 2 of the sisters sang backing vocals on his Here Comes Rhymin' Simon record. Then they made this record in 79. It was produced by Robert Fripp. Fripp and Tony Levin play on the record, and it's just such an incredibly unique take on 70s singer-songwriter albums. Their instinct for harmonies and the harmonies that they decide to sing are so unusual and different from like any other harmony singers I've ever heard. Their songwriting is really interesting and different. I don't know. It's really, really cool. I love this song. The band Whitney covered it last year on their covers record and did a really good job of it as well. So yeah, that's going to be my runner up. Now it's time to get to some bad stuff.
Before we do that, let's talk about 78. Joe alluded. Did Kate Bush not win? I did not look, to be honest.
Yes, unfortunately, she was defeated by the evil Mark Knopfler and Dire Straits. Close vote, came down to just 6 votes in our largest vote ever, over 200 votes. Sultans of Swing had 99, Wuthering Heights 93, True Love Tends to Forget had 18. So people not in tune with the Dylan there, but a big battle between 2 of Britain's national treasures and Dire Straits and Kate Bush. But that's a win for you, buddy. It's been a while. It's a solo win, I should say.
And Kate Bush had a really peculiar early lead. It looked like it was going to run away with it. So that feels good. But let's talk about some crap, specifically some American crap. Happy to bash the hell out of this tune. My least favorite top big 40 hit of 79 is Heartache Tonight by the Eagles. Absolute garbage. A nice companion piece to Hot Blooded by Foreigner. Kind of the same old, like, no rhythm. It's got that lame ass, like, tough guy beat, like, and then there's these, like, totally soft belly puny dudes coming out, just going like, it's gonna be a heartache tonight. It sucks. That song blows. I hate it. I think we even talked about, I obviously didn't like the Eagles at all, but like the Eagles disdain, and then just like for Heartache Tonight, it's even bigger. I can't stand that song. So happy to just watch it burn. I'll sacrifice losing this year if everyone can just agree that that song just sucks.
I do not like that song at all. So that was a good pick, but I think mine's gonna be a little worse. And I know this band's kind of a joke, and I don't hate them like I'm sure many people in our comment section do. But my worst has got to be Babe by Styx. Terrible number one. I kind of like some Styx songs. I think Lady, for if you're going to go for a 4-letter Styx song, I'm going with Lady all day. Babe is just so forgettable to me. Like I can barely even think how it sounds. Like as soon as you hear it, it's like gone. I have no idea how it made it to number one. Really crummy song. And yeah, I'm a little surprised Cramsey didn't go with a little Kiss action though.
Are you talking about what's the big? It's like my favorite Kiss song. So
It is a great song. I almost put it on my favorite list.
well, that's
disappointed Jason didn't, unless he has it as winning. That'd be great, actually.
winner.
It's not my winner, but man, I could have put almost any song from Dynasty on my wildcard list. I thought about many of them. My least favorite is by a band that I always kind of thought of as a one-hit wonder. And then going through all these Billboard lists, man, they had a ton of charting songs, and it's crazy to me. I'm talking about Dr. Hook. Of course, their big hit was Cover with a Rolling Stone. They had some other decent-sized hits, I guess, but this one somehow made it into the top 40 in 79. It's called When You're in Love with a Beautiful Woman, and it is awful. It's all about being in love with a beautiful woman and being super insecure that everyone's trying to steal her away from you, and then talking about having to watch out for your friends. And it's just like a really paranoid, weird song, but it's put to like this schmaltzy dance beat with this bouncy bass, and the two things together just make no sense at all. Really weird song, not good at all.
Ready to talk about some winners? Let's do it. All right, my favorite song of 1979 is from my favorite album of 79. I'm going with Train in Vain by The Clash. Absolutely love it. It's also one of my favorite live songs ever from the Live at Shea performance, but I think this song has everything in a nice, quick, beautiful, tight little package. I love the slow build-up with just those that tremendous drum part. It's got a really cool danciness too, and I just love kiss-off songs in general, like a really nice chipper, dancey disposition where talking about this girl betraying him and not standing by your man, and you said you loved me, and just a bunch of bullshit, really. It's a great sentiment. We've all been there, but I think some of the way Mick Jones sings this is just absolutely awesome. But it's just such an infectious song. It's got just the verse and the chorus are all just perfectly in sync as being stuck in your head. Like parts of the song don't get stuck in your head. All 3.5 minutes just get stuck in your head at once. And love every part of it. Love the way it sounds. And I love how it operates in the album as well. It's kind of like a nice breath of just kind of fun, fresh air. So there you go. Train in Vain, my favorite Clash song and my favorite song of 1979.
Smells like a winner to me. That's definitely going to pick up some votes. Depending on what Jason picks, my pick probably going to be my least popular selection in decades. But I'm going to go with What Makes You Think You're the One from Tusk by Fleetwood Mac. I really like this whole album. It's kind of like rough, shambolic, like a bunch of like acoustic kind of oddities. And this one, sung by Lindsey Buckingham, is just so like raggedly awesome. Like it's super catchy. The whole album, it almost sounds like a demo. The drums sound like Mick Fleet was just like bashing away on like a miniature, like little drum set. And he's just hitting it so hard. One of my favorite drum just tracks of all time. And Buckingham's doing like his classic, like whining kind of guitar in the background. And he's singing it really weird. Apparently he was like afraid that like the Talking Heads were like the future of music. So he wanted to be like weirder and like different. So this was this kind of showing off on Tusk. And he's doing like the like weird guttural singing. bizarre stuff, but it all comes together in this like super catchy poppy song. And I don't know why I love it so much, but I just do. So it's going to win. It's a big upset for 79, but just a really cool track. Basically, the reason why Tusk was on my top 5 for 79 was this track. Is so cool.
All right. Well, this should be an interesting vote. I think on paper, Cram has it pretty much in the bag, but I think I might be able to give him a little run for his money, at least from our viewers in the UK. I'm going with Making Plans for Nigel by XTC. I think this is just such a cool song with such great parts. Every part on this song is just so catchy. The drums are awesome. The guitar lines are great. It was written by the bassist Colin Moulding. The lyrics are funny, kind of about, your parents making your plans in life for you. I don't know. It's just kind of a great synthesis of everything that's going on at the time musically, all these new sounds that are arising. And then XTC just kind of takes it all and puts it into this perfect little pop package. And I think it's amazing. I think it's a good song to represent the year 1979. So going for it is my winner.
It has no chance of winning. Cramser is going to get 80% on this one, I think.
We'll see.
Joe, I thought you might go Carousel Alhambra.
I try not to do 2 songs from one album, and just trying to think back to like my top 10 Zeppelin songs. I don't know if Carousel Alhambra made it, so I didn't want to like switch it up too much. I try to remain true to my picks in the past.
Fair enough. So what is the scoreboard at right now?
The scoreboard is Joe with 11, Jason with 8.5, Cramser now with 6.5. So after this week, Cramser is going to be 1 behind Jason.
I think this is where I make my sweeping move with the 80s, because Jason's got nothing. It's admittedly his worst decade. Joe might go a little too much metal or bad pop. I don't know. I might take this. I might sweep the 80s. I might sweep them.
See how people like Prince and Kate Bush. So I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I feel like we got people asking us to remake the XTC listography all the time. So come on, people. I'm counting on you. This is your time. If you get Making Plans for Nigel to the top, maybe we'll do it. All right.
Don't beg. Don't make empty bullshit political promises. That's garbage. Boo. Boo this man. Boo.
All right. So thanks for watching, everyone. Drop your favorite songs of the year down below. Let us know what you think of our picks as well. Remember, there's a link down there to go vote. Choose which of our 3 winners is your favorite. Also, we'll have playlists down there for you to check out any of these songs. And be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet, hit the bell for notifications, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.